which one do you like better? If you could only have one, which one would you have? You know, that's a tough question for me because well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, I'm out cruising in the Tacoma right now. Thought I'd bring you guys along with me. Shoot a little video while I'm out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, by the way. And today I wanted to talk about, I get a lot of questions on the channel, you know, because I have a Tacoma and I have a Tundra. The Tacoma, of course, is a 2018 TRD Sport, and the Tundra is a 2019 SR5 Off-Road, I believe they called it, with a TSS package. Which is really primarily appearance. And again, people ask me frequently, you know, which one do you like better? If you could only have one, which one would you have? You know, that's a tough question for me because, I mean, I bought both, right? I have both because I really like both. But I like them for different reasons, you know? And I've mentioned this before on the channel, but as I have them longer, you start to notice more things between the two, I guess, that start to pop up that kind of figure into that question. You know, which ones do I like, or which one do I like better? Well, you know, each one has their place for me. Obviously, I have the YouTube channel, right? And by far, I would say the most popular vehicle on the channel is the Tacoma. Probably because there are tons and tons of Tacomas out there, so a lot of folks can relate to them. And of course, I'm just such a wonderful presenter, you know. So the Tacoma does really well on the channel. I like that, of course, because this is what I do for a living. But the Tundra's not bad either. You know, the Tundra gets some views. It does well as far as my business goes, let's say. So I guess if I had to pick which one I like better from a business standpoint, in other words, which one does better on the channel, obviously it would have to be the Tacoma. Let's talk about appearance, I guess. You know, I have often said many times, you guys probably get tired of hearing me say it, and I still believe this, the Tacoma is the best looking truck on the road. I still believe that. I love the design of it. I love its lines, its shape. I just think it looks fantastic, and I still think that it is the best looking truck on the road. So the Tacoma wins there as well. From a drivability standpoint, you know, it gets a little bit closer there, I guess. The Tacoma is nice to have in tighter areas. You know, it's a smaller truck. It fits better. It's easier to park. It's easier to place on the road, you know, if you get into that. For me, I don't really notice that much anymore between either truck, but I know if you have a spouse, for example, that doesn't drive the truck often, you know, maybe once in a while, probably would be easier for them to drive the Tacoma because it wouldn't be used to the massive girth of the Tundra, you know. So I would say that the Tacoma kind of wins with respect to that, to size. But the Tundra's more comfortable. It's more comfortable inside because it's bigger. You just have more space. You don't feel quite as confined. And not that the Tacoma is claustrophobic or anything, it really isn't. But when you go between the two trucks, you obviously notice a difference in size between the two, of course. So the Tundra is going to win there. Power-wise, you know, we have the bigger motor in the Tundra. Of course, the smaller V6 in the Tacoma. I like power. I like off-the-line power. For me, it's not about going 200 miles an hour, you know. It's about jumping off the line as quick as you want to go. Or getting onto a freeway, you know. If you're going to enter on an entrance ramp and you want to get on it to blend into traffic, which in most places you have to do, the freeway's not very forgiving. You know, when cars are traveling, God knows, 65 to 80 miles an hour past you on that entrance ramp, you want to kind of be able to get up to speed as quick as you can. And I get that out of the Tundra. The Tundra really jumps up and goes, you know, not any hesitation. And that's something that I'm working with, trying to get something to kind of curb the hesitation that you have in the Tacoma. And it's very slight. But if you're sensitive to those kind of things like I am, and you notice them and feel them, it's there. I don't experience that in the Tundra, so the Tundra is going to win there. Definitely more power, and feels like it has a lot more power. Mods, you know, again, I have the channel, so I do a lot of mod work and stuff, and I do it because I like doing it as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in this business. It'd be miserable if I was not inclined, I guess, to do things myself, and I certainly wouldn't pay to have them done. Most of them, I do as much as I can myself. And there just seems to be more options out there for the Tacoma. At least more options that you can do yourself. I mean, obviously you can have lifts done and wheels and tires and suspension work and all that kind of stuff in both trucks, but unless you have a good shop and a lot of knowledge and are set up to do that kind of work, probably not the kind of thing you're going to do yourself. Whereas on the Tacoma, there are all kinds of additional things, which I've done many on the channel, that you can do yourself with just a little bit of intuitiveness, I guess, and a little bravery. Sometimes when you're pulling the radio out or something like that, it can get a little nerve-wracking. But I would say the Tacoma wins there as well. Obviously, when we talk about payload and hauling capacity and, you know, room to haul stuff in the back, obviously the Tundra is going to win there, because it's obviously a bigger truck. So I guess, you know, bottom line in the end, you know, what's most important for me in a truck, they do have to be relatively comfortable. The Tundra is more comfortable. They do have to have good power. The Tundra has more power. They do have to be moddable, of course, because that's what I do for a living and it's what I really like to do. The Tacoma wins there. It does have to look good aesthetically. I mean, I never go out and pursue a vehicle that I don't find visually appealing. I think both are, don't get me wrong. I don't have any issue with the way the Tundra looks. I do like the looks of the Tundra, but the Tacoma wins there hands down, because again, I say that the Tundra's the best looking of any truck on the road, any truck. So it's kind of a toss-up for me. And I know a lot of you out there watching this video are looking for a definitive answer. Which one do you like the best? People that I've responded to, when they ask me that question, I say, you know, it's kind of like choosing between your kids, you know? Which one do you like better? I mean, come on. I like them equally. That's going to be my answer. That's going to be the end result for me. And I like them equally for different reasons. They both scratch different itches for me, right? If I had to get rid of one of them, if I absolutely had to get rid of one of them, man, it would be a very difficult decision for me. One other thing I will mention is fuel economy, because again, nobody wants to talk about fuel economy, but everybody talks about fuel economy. To be quite honest, between the two trucks, and I don't know if it's because of the lift or what, but I'll tell you right now, let me give you a real world look. I'm looking it up as we go, if I can find it here on the screen. I'm getting 14.1 miles per gallon right now on this trip, which has been about I was, you know, out maybe 15 minutes or something like that at mixed driving. So I'm getting about 14.1 miles per gallon. That's not far off from the same mileage, and it may be almost identical as to what I'm getting in the Tundra. Again, it may be because of the lift and the bigger tires and all that stuff. And I'm going by the computer-generated number, right? I mean, I need to check it by hand to see just how accurate that is. I've heard that it's not very accurate in stock form, let alone once you put new wheels, bigger wheels and tires and the lift and all that stuff on it. But I'm comparing apples to apples, computer to computer, and so far they are almost identical. So there is no real fuel economy argument for me to choose one over the other. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, kind of talk about that a little bit. Again, I get a lot of questions on the channel about that. Which one do you like better? If you had to keep one, which one would you keep? Blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And that's my answer. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you've had both, a Tundra and a Tacoma. Which one do you like better? I'll be curious to hear. Have a great day.